BNP's inborn nature is to mislead people with false information and through spreading rumours, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in concluding speech of the 11th session of Parliament.
মিথ্যে কথা বলে অসত্য তথ্য দিয়ে মানুষকে বিভ্রান্ত করা এটা বিএনপির জন্মগত চরিত্র
Local government elections reflect increasing support of Awami League, says Prime Minister. Northern part of country shivers in cold wave, a thick fog disrupting normal life. United States threatens sanctions on Myanmar. Security Council to hold emergency meeting on Myanmar situation. And Bangladesh to face West Indies in first test in Chattogram tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nafis Imtiazuddin welcoming you to News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Centre. You've just heard the headlines. We have details of those and other stories coming up. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has said that Awami League gained the people's trust and confidence by rendering services and doing welfare and development, which was reflected in the local government elections. The Prime Minister said this during her valedictory speech at the 11th session of the 11th Jatiyo সংসদ today. Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry chaired the closing session. President Mohammad Abdul Hamid witnessed the session for some time from the President's box. Mentioning that people are casting their votes quarterly and spontaneously, she said voting was being done through EVM. People were casting their votes themselves and there was no scope for manipulation or rigging. Pointing out that BNP was facing lack of leadership, the Prime Minister said people don't keep their trust and confidence in a political party when its leader becomes a fugitive convict.
বিএনপির তো আজকে সেই দশা তাদের নেতৃত্বের অভাব তারা এখানে যতই বক্তৃতা দিক আর যত কথাই বলুক যারা সাজাপ্রাপ্ত পলাতক আসামি যখন একটা দলের নেতা তাদের উপর মানুষের আস্থা থাকে না বিশ্বাস থাকে না আর সেই বিশ্বাস আস্থাটা নাই আস্তে আস্তে সেই জায়গাটা সরে গেছে মানুষ এখন আওয়ামী লীগের কাছ থেকে যেহেতু সেবা পেয়েছে দেশের উন্নয়ন হচ্ছে দেশের মানুষের কল্যাণ হচ্ছে স্বাভাবিকভাবে মানুষের আস্থা বিশ্বাস আওয়ামী লীগ অর্জন করছে যার প্রতিফলন আমরা দেখলাম
Procedures during the session. Meanwhile, Thanksgiving motion on President's speech was adopted unanimously in Parliament. Before prorogation, a speech of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, delivered on the parade and closing ceremony at Bangladesh Military Academy on the 11th of January 1975 was played.
আজ লাখো শহীদের রক্তের বিনিময়ে বাংলাদেশ স্বাধীন সার্বভৌম রাষ্ট্র সেই জন্যই আজ বাংলাদেশের মাটিতে বাংলাদেশ মিলিটারি একাডেমি স্থাপিত হয়েছে আমি স্মরণ করি সেই সমস্ত শহীদ ভাইদের যারা স্বাধীনতার জন্য রক্ত দিয়েছে আত্মাহুতি দিয়েছে আমি স্মরণ করি বাংলার 30 লক্ষ লোক রক্ত দিয়ে বাংলার স্বাধীনতা এনেছে আজ তোমরা তোমাদের ট্রেনিং শেষ করলা এক পর্যায় শেষ আর এক পর্যায় শুরু এবং এই পর্যায়ের দায়িত্ব অনেক বেশি আজ তোমরা ট্রেনিং সমাপ্ত করে সামরিক বাহিনীর কর্মচারী হতে চলেছ জাতির উপর তোমার দায়িত্ব জনগণের উপর তোমার দায়িত্ব দেশের উপর তোমার দায়িত্ব এবং যে সমস্ত সৈনিকদের তোমরা আদেশ উপদেশ দেওয়ার কাজ করবা, তাদের উপর দায়িত্ব, তোমার কমান্ডারের উপর তোমার দায়িত্ব, তোমার নিজের উপর তোমার দায়িত্ব। তোমাদের দায়িত্ব জ্ঞান থাকা প্রয়োজন।
The government will rehabilitate about 9 lakh homeless and landless families with residential accommodation on the occasion of Mujibia. This is a rare example in world history. The neglected and depressed people of the third gender community have also been included in the government's rehabilitation program. In continuation of the Asrayan project, such 50 persons from third gender community of Ullapara in Sirajganj district, those detached from society and their families, have been provided with housing facilities recently as a gift from Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. This has brought a huge change in their lot.
নিয়মিতভাবে আমার পেশার কাজ ডেন্টাল সার্জারি প্রতিদিনই করে যাচ্ছি। আমার কোনো ধরনের সমস্যা বা পার্শ্ব প্রতিক্রিয়া হয়নি। আপনারা নিন, নিজেকে সুস্থ রাখুন। তবে বিশ্ব স্বাস্থ্য সংস্থার স্বাস্থ্যবিধি কিন্তু আমাদের অবশ্যই মেনে চলতে হবে। মাস্ক ব্যবহার, সাবান দিয়ে হাত ধোয়া এবং নিরাপদ দূরত্ব বজায় রাখা কিন্তু অবশ্যই আমাদের মেনে চলতে হবে।
নিজে টিকা নিন, অন্যকেও টিকা নিতে উৎসাহিত করুন। সচেতন হন, সুস্থ থাকুন, স্বাস্থ্যবিধি মেনে চলুন।
Were released today after the military's one-day detention in Myanmar. The military source said detained chief ministers and members of parliament, representatives of the ruling party, were allowed to be freed from detention this morning. The military took over power after declaring a state of emergency yesterday. The military also detained government leaders, regional and state chief ministers and central executive members of the ruling National League for Democracy yesterday. COVID-19 global death toll crosses 22,50,000 as more than 9,210 people died yesterday around the world. More than 10 crore 40,33,000 have been infected globally, and more than 7 crore 58,67,000 people have recovered so far. The US, still the epicenter of the pandemic, has now 2 crore 69,15,000 confirmed cases and 4,54,000 deaths. The country reported 1,904 deaths just yesterday. 12 COVID-19 patients died in the country in the last 24 hours, taking the death toll from the pandemic to 8,149. The recovery count rose to 4,80,728 after another 512 recovered during the period. A press release of the Directorate General of Health Services confirmed this today. The tally of infections rose to 5,36,107 with 525 new cases. Nepal is willing to sign a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with Bangladesh for importing seeds of hybrid variety of paddy and other cooperation in the agriculture sector. Nepalese ambassador to Bangladesh, Dr. Bansidhar Mishra, expressed the interest as he called on Agriculture Minister Dr. Mohammad Abdul Razak at the Secretariat today. Highlighting Bangladesh's successes in agriculture, Dr. Abdul Razak said Bangladesh had more than 100 varieties of high-yielding paddy, and Nepal could take them from Bangladesh. Citing Bangladesh's unprecedented success in producing rice, the envoy said Nepal imports huge quantities of rice annually, as this country is not self-sufficient in rice production. Deputy Minister for Education Mohibul Hasan Chowdhury has said the government has taken up various steps to train practically the students of technical sector by establishing international standard laboratories in the country. He said this while the Italian ambassador to Bangladesh, Enrico Nunziato, paid a courtesy call on him at the Secretariat in Dhaka today. Mohibul Hasan Chowdhury said the government would extend all-out cooperation to local investors alongside foreign assistance in different skill development activities, including automobile and food processing sectors. During the visit, the Italian ambassador informed that Italian Textile Tools Manufacturers Association was interested in setting up modern laboratories for the students of Bangladesh Textile University. The whole country is shivering in chilly winter, with the lowest temperature recorded somewhere at 5.5 degrees Celsius. Thick fog and chilly winds have paralyzed the lifestyle of the people across the country, including Mouluvibazar, Netrokona, Chuadanga, Gopalganj, Shariatpur, Kurigrad, Thakurgaon and Panchgord districts. In Chuadanga district, the lives of the cold-stricken people have been at a standstill, according to Chuadanga Met Office. The lowest temperature recorded was 6.3 degrees Celsius, and this may fall further. People of Mouluvibazar district, surrounded by hills, Howrah and tea gardens, have been experiencing heavy cold wave. The Met Office says the cold wave may last a few more days. Shariatpur district is covered by thick fog. For some days, the poor people are passing their days near starvation. The severity of the cold wave has increased in Netrokona district. The vehicular traffic is moving with headlights on, even during daytime. The mild cold wave sweeping over Gopalganj district, normal lives of the people have been disrupted due to deep fog and chilly weather. And in the northernmost district of Panchgord, the chilliness of the winter has been continuing to increase. The lowest temperature recorded at Tetulia was 6.8 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, local administrations are continuing to distribute winter clothes and blankets among the suffering people. And now news from the world of sport. The first test of the two-match series between host Bangladesh and West Indies will start in Chattogram tomorrow. The match will begin at 9:30 a.m. at Zohar Ahmed Chaudhry Stadium. The last time these two nations locked horns in this format was in 2018, when Bangladesh secured a 2-0 victory. As far as the overall test record between Bangladesh and West Indies is concerned, Bangladesh have won only 4 tests against the West Indies as compared to their 10 victories in 16 tests. And now, before we end the news, let's take a look at what's making the headlines here. BNP's inborn nature is to mislead people with false information and spreading rumours, says Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in concluding speech of the 11th session of Parliament. Local government elections reflect increasing support for Awami League, says Prime Minister. Northern part of the country shivers in cold wave, thick fog disrupting normal life. United States threatens sanctions on Myanmar. Security Council to hold emergency meeting on the Myanmar situation. And Bangladesh to face West Indies in the first test in Chattogram tomorrow. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us, and we invite you to watch our news at 11:30. That's KTVN Bangla. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.